Epic has just announced an absolutely insane 9 solo cash cups this season. They've also made it 10 times harder to qualify by making it only top 7,000 and it being way more placement based, so it really pays off to know the meta. So what I did is I hosted my own solo cash cup. I got a bunch of Masterclass users who are all really good players with solo earnings, as well as a couple pro players, and I hosted loads of lobbies to figure out exactly what are the best strats this season, and I've compiled everything that I learned into this one video for you guys. I'm going to show you the best drop spots, as well as the best counters to the fists, as well as how to play the meta this season so you can get your first earnings and get your best ever tournament placement. So let's get straight into it. The best drop spot to be going for in solo cash cups this season is Brutal Beachhead. You get the Mythic Combat Shotgun, which is insanely good. You can basically just use this on its own, as well as the Mythic Nitro Fist, which gives you 5 charges. I'll be talking about a strat later on in the video that allows you to get 5 charges with any of the regular Nitro Fists that you get around the map. Also, you get the infinite Nitro effect whenever you're sprinting, so you have more mobility, and you can also just run straight through any wall, wood or brick or fresh built metal instantly. This is by far the best drop. One of the best strats to get kills mid-game during this season is just to sneak up on somebody's box when they're unsuspecting, like this player did to me, and then left click straight into their box from about 15 meters away. Then you can swap to your gun with 0 delay and be able to get a load of damage off on them in return. You can also do the exact same thing to pretty much end any single fight, as you can see this player did right here. They needed to get a refresh. All they did is left click while jumping, they get straight into my box and swap to the left click of the fist again, and you able to do damage through walls as well. It's absolutely broken for getting kills. The second most broken mythic that you guys can go for in solos this season is the Machinist over at Redline Reet. If you're able to get this item or kill the player who has it that's marked on the map, you get the most broken AR that they've ever added into comp, as well as this ridiculous coin that tops your shield up to 75 the entire game. This means that you can basically play with no shield, so you can just play with medkits, or you can go ahead and carry Fizz. You have a bit of extra mobility, as well as the ability to get up to 200 HP constantly. Holy shit. For mobility this season, there's a lot of strats you can do, such as using Fizz to rotate, such as using the Grimgate dashes that are still at the top left side of the map. However, I'd really recommend that you guys always try to carry the Nitro Fists. These are the best mobility, as well as the best tool for getting refresh of the season, and they're absolutely key for your success. Simply put, if you don't have a Nitro Fist, I'd recommend fighting somebody for one, and if you can't fight somebody for one, try to go for Island to get one guaranteed. Otherwise, you're just going to die like Noms did here.
No hype! No hype! Is that no hype? And yeah, it's worst play on earth in the 100.
The only way that I've found to counter somebody using the Nitro Fist into your box this season is by carrying the Gatekeeper shotgun as your primary weapon. This means when somebody uses the Nitro Fist into your box, you can just shoot back and you have to hit all 3 of your shots, otherwise you're going to go down in that situation. And also another key thing is always make sure you've got a 2x1 made, so when somebody does hop in, you're able to move around in your box and not just limited to one box getting knocked around by the other player. You banning this? Yeah, I'm gonna go replays. I don't. This right here is the meta loadout for this season. I'd really recommend you guys use the Gatekeeper. You can try out using the Combat Shotgun, but the Gatekeeper is pretty much the only reliable counter. It's very good for just getting refreshes and shooting back people when they use the Nitro Fist into your box. Then, of course, you need to carry the Nitro Fist. These are the best mobility, the best get and box weapon, as well as the best way to get refreshes this season is by using the Nitro Fists. Then, of course, as usual, carry the Flowberry Fizz. These can be combined with the Nitro Fist, which I'll show you later on, to get some insane mobility and rotate, and they're just very good heals to pop the entire time, and they give you the low gravity effect. Then I'd also recommend you guys try to carry 2 Nuka-Colas. These are the perfect item to use. If you're ever low HP after getting beamed in a fight, just pop one of these. It gives you 25 white as well as 75 shield over time, and this is very good. If you can save this for later on in the game, you can combine it for a Healoff, so you can pop the 25, so you actually have a bit more extra white heals, as well as absolutely perfect if you're in a fight. You can quickly pop one of these and get heals over time. Then for your 5th inventory slot, you can either carry an SMG, or what you can go ahead and do is carry medkits, so you've got even more white heals, so you can have the best heal off possible. Or what I would recommend instead is actually carrying the Nitro Splashes. You can combine these just by popping one of these like this and having loads of sprint for rotates, so you can actually maybe even not play a Fizz, and you can play minis or something instead, so you can use the Nitro Fizz. Or what you can go ahead and do with the Nitro Fist is just by sprinting into builds, you break through anything, and these are insanely good for pretty much any single type of rotate, because you get so much sprint with them, as well as you break builds. One of the best items this season is the Boom Bolt, especially if you combine it with the Nitro Dome, unlimited ammo, as well as the Mythic Bolt. However, I'm not going to recommend that you guys carry this in solos. Personally, you just don't have enough inventory slots to carry it. You have to drop your SMG, or you have to go ahead and drop your shotgun to carry it, and you're not going to have enough heals to win the game if you play that loadout. It is definitely very good for being aggressive and keying. There's a lot of strats you can do that I showed in my last video. However, I personally recommend that you guys do not carry it. One thing you guys have to be extremely careful about this season in solos is making sure you never ever box on low ground. Low ground is basically an instant death sentence because anybody can easily do the fish strap from 50 meters away into your box, as well as it's very easy for somebody to just land next to you and then start aggressively fighting you. Always try to make sure you're boxing up on a high layer so this doesn't happen to you. Instead, what you guys should do for rotates and layers this season is always try to be on the highest layer possible and use your fists to rotate so you're never on low ground. As you can see here, this other player did a really nice rotate. This done a nice high layer, and also make sure you guys build a 2x1. This means if somebody was to do the fist exploit into your box and jump straight in, you have another box that you can move into so you can shoot them back, as well as you've got the opportunity to run away with the extra box if needed. The key reason why you guys are dying to the fist and why you're going to be getting grief this season is because you're only sitting in a single box. Always make sure your high layers and sitting the 2x1 so you don't get griefed. The meta for moving zone rotates this season is to go ahead and use a fizz effect as storms might hit your box, and then edit out the top just like this and jump with the nitro fix. This is going to send you flying up into the air. So you can see I can basically do the entire that one zone just in one fist, as you can see there. And also the nice thing about this is you can stay in the air as long as possible as your fists regain their charge. So you can see the left click up in the air here as zone's pulling, and I can basically just stay in the air, not taking any damage, not risking getting jumped in on by somebody, and my fists recharge their charge. I can use 5 charges up in the air and land as front side as possible on the front of Storm. Another one of the best strats that you can do from last season this season is to save your Grim Gate dashes from the top hand side of the map until later on in moving zones. Then you can use these whenever you get a bad zone pull to instantly dash towards the center of zone, and then combine this with using the fist to stay up in the air for as long as possible and save mats. Another one of the best strats you can use this season for rotates as well as refreshes is carrying the Nitro Splash. This means that you can find an instant refresh on anybody in a brick or wood box, try to look for something that's just landed as popping minis, and you can run straight into their box and take them out by hitting them directly. Then straight after this, you've got the Nitro effect that you can use to run towards front side. Basically just do regular sprint rotates while everybody's worried about using the fist to rotate, and you can rotate along mid ground completely for free. Another key thing whenever you're playing mid-ground this season and you're doing these sprint rotates is always make sure you're building a little bit of space and having good awareness by holding your shotgun out, ideally a gatekeeper out at all times. This means if somebody does do that strat to you, you can instantly counter them by using the gatekeeper. As you can see it here, the Nitro Splash allows you so many opportunities to get refreshes, as well as you can just use it to sprint front side and get yourself into the best spot possible to look for more kills on backside. Another one of the best uses of the Nitro Splash is when you get into the final moving zone and you want to go ahead and claim a layer to yourself, either low ground or mid ground. What you can go ahead and do is activate the Nitro Splash and then just run into other players and knock them out in Storm. Not even necessarily to get a refresh, but just to claim the space to yourself, as this player I was coaching did here. As you can see, all these other players are building down low ground. You just knock them out into Storm and be able to claim the whole of low ground to yourself. And if you ever get caught in somebody else's builds that aren't yours, you can just sprint straight into their box and get out and then start tarping for yourself. One huge change from solos this season compared to last is height really isn't that viable. Unless you're going to super skybase, which is quite unlikely, you're just going to get chopped out. The issue is everybody is just going to use their fists and go straight up. And because of how high you can go up with the purple fists, even the mythic ones, you're instantly just going to get chopped out and you're going to end up in these grief 50-50 fights, not being able to win the game. You're far more likely to win the game playing mid-ground this season than trying to play for height. As you can see here, Noms, a pro player quad grand finals playing these customs, was able to get height during the final zone, but somebody just used the fist and went straight up on them and was able to win the game from doing that strat. If you're in a 1v1 and there's somebody up on height, literally just jump and right click with a fist and it's going to break them out on height and deal damage to them at the same time. It's such an unbelievable counter, especially if there's somebody in a box directly above you. You can literally do this strat where you stand right here, right click into their box, and it's going to hit them and knock them back into Storm. Nitro fists are also absolutely key when it comes to Healoff this season. You can use them to kick other players out of Storm, like Servi does right there, to take out this other player from low ground. And then also, as he starts playing the Healoff right here with his final only remaining medkit, what he goes ahead and does is uses the Nitro fist to hunt down the other player playing up on height. The key thing, rather than left clicking underneath in a situation like this, is you need to go ahead and use the Nitro Fist right click ability, so the uppercut. This means that you're going to chop the other player's builds out, as you can see here, and then he goes ahead and uses the left click to get some damage on them, cancel their heal off, and allows him to win the game. Also, you've got to remember that games 100% are still going to heal off this season. So if you're in a final zone situation and you don't have any whites like Nuka-Cola or medkits, you need to use the Nitro Fist to hunt down the other player before the heal off even starts. Legend is a really good example of this right here, as he spots the other player up on height when he's in a 1v1, and he uses the uppercut feature to get on the guy's level and then left clicks them out into Storm. Now, instead of the game going down to Healoff, instead he's knocked the other player way deep into Storm and he's able to win the game from there. Alright, the last part of this video is going to be a full end game of me coaching a masterclass user to earnings in the solo cash cup that I was hosting. If you guys are interested in playing these customs, I host them semi-regularly, around once a week at the moment I'm aiming for, and I'm going to be doing it the whole way through the season so you guys can get the best quality solo practice possible. They're open to anybody to join, so just click the link down below if you're interested in playing to join the coaching call Discord. Also, as a reward for you guys staying this far into the video, I'm actually launching a new group coaching project with me, BloodX, Razru, Sven, and a load of pros like Muzz, Reet, and Bolt this month, upcoming in June. So if you guys are interested in joining that, all you need to do to get the free giveaway of Solo Superstars, is what we're calling it, is comment down below Solo Superstar, and I'm choosing one person to get free access to this massive group coaching project I'm doing. It's going to by far be the best thing to improve your gameplay this season. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch this endgame, and you can learn the meta from doing so.
There it is.
No.
Oh my
You
god.
won!
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Nah, you... Alright, fair enough, bro. Alright, well played. DM me your PayPal. I send you 50 after stream, bro. Well played. What the fuck? Alright, that's all for this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and make sure to enter the giveaway for Solo Superstars down below by commenting.